Those in poverty ought to attend parties dressed for labor. Come in your construction attire instead of bothering with a suit. I was struck dumb by such haughty remarks. I was treated with contempt just because I work in construction. I shouldn't have even bothered to talk to you, so forget it. I did not want to spoil our reunion's vibe. My best friend abruptly stopped the conversation because he could no longer ignore what was being stated. Edward is my name. I have no siblings and am an only child. I never liked being in the spotlight, even as a child. Instead, I've always wished to help other people. Michael, my father, is the owner of a small construction company. Despite his meager means, he gave my mother and me enough to never be without, which enabled me to go to college. A wide variety of projects that are directly related to daily life are involved in construction, including roads, tunnels, bridges, railroads, ports, airports, dams, and river management. Transportation infrastructure is a common topic of discussion in this field. From my grandfather's time, my father carried on this task, specializing in river management and bridges. That bridge over there, Edward. Since I was a young child, he would take me to view the bridges over rivers and remark, "I built it." Bridges come in a variety of forms. They foster human connections. My mission in life is to build bridges that improve people's quality of life and make them smile. As I became older, I was able to appreciate and comprehend the things my father had to say. No road, railway, or tunnel can be made better unless someone proposes it and gets it built, saving inconvenience. My goal was to make people smile by understanding their problems and finding solutions. My father had a very straightforward method of working. I fared really well in my business studies in college. I said to my parents, "I'm thinking of helping Dad after I graduate," when it came time to look for a job. Thompson Construction is the place I want to work. My parents looked at each other, startled. Why give up looking for a job? My mother responded, "Why not give it a go?" These days, our organization is facing challenges due to a decrease in positions. Although things have gone better than anticipated thus far, a tiny family business's future is unknown, my father continued. I conveyed my emotions. I understand how difficult it is. My temperament is not suited to traveling the same route as everyone else. I feel obliged to lend a hand as a token of appreciation for all the support I've been given. I made my conclusion naturally after observing my father at work. Though these are difficult times, my legacy is Thompson Construction, which I received from my late grandfather. I feel accountable for its future, good or terrible, being the only son. My folks burst into tears. I started helping out at Thompson Construction, the family firm, once I graduated. I studied for construction-related qualifications in the university library while my friends were out looking for jobs. My college pals said as much. Edward is lending a hand with his family's renovation project. He could have secured a respectable job if he had done his job search correctly. Getting a college degree in order to work in construction. By taking over the family firm, he chose the easy route. The simple solution, A. That is partially true, though. All the others were hard at work looking for a job, and me, alone in the university library. However, what other people said was irrelevant. My destiny was settled. It was up to me, for better or worse. To be honest, I didn't give a damn about the rumors of who were hired by large firms or quickly expanding businesses. I looked for a job by studying before working for a family business. I learned the ropes on the building site, in the office, and even at home, mostly from my father, when I joined the 20-person Thompson building after graduating from college. I could only truly unwind during my lunch breaks because I had so much to study. I was always considering ways to increase monthly sales while competing with both bigger and smaller businesses. However, my father cautioned that tiny family businesses face challenging times. The strongest people survive in this planet. When anything wasn't going according to plan, I took a lot of time to analyze. I once asked my father about my uncertainties. Dad, our company excels in bridge and river management. But what if we expanded our scope in transportation infrastructure? If we overextend ourselves, we'll face manpower shortages. People are the ones who bring about change. Not to mention the technical concerns, excessive expansion can result in needless expenses. I see. Isn't that complicated? We would need to open offices outside of our county in order to grow our activities. Since we put a human touch on our business, the locals have trusted us as a community-focused enterprise. Right, that's the core of our business. In an effort to highlight the strengths of our business, I engaged a design company to build a website and began disseminating information on social media, acting as a link between individuals. I would go home after a workday and study for credentials relevant to the building industry. Obtaining these credentials would increase my capacity to create connections amongst individuals. I will then turn into the bridge. I worked harder than ever because I thought this was possible. Since I began working with my father, time has flown by. In the span of 6 years, a lot happened. I got a letter at home one day. It came from David, my closest friend in high school. I was curious as to its topic. On May 3, there will be an alumni reunion from Cedar Grove High School. Please come along with us. Now, 10 years have passed since our high school graduation. How is everyone on the basketball team doing, I wonder? I played basketball for the middle and high school teams. As vice captain and a regular player, I put in a lot of work. David was the captain at the time, and from a friendship like that, an invitation to a reunion. It's fantastic that David is organizing it. The team assistant may also be present, I wonder. Even though I don't really want to see her, if I do, I'll keep my mouth shut. The much-anticipated May 3rd came. The reunion took over a whole hotel floor and was a standing celebration. 360 of our esteemed professors and graduates were present. We were even honored with the principal's attendance. When I saw everyone looking amazing in gowns, suits, and makeup, I was struck by how dramatically a person might change. Everyone appeared so grown up. For this day, I ought to have purchased a new suit. I hardly never wear a business suit. I usually wear work attire. I made an effort to choose my nicest suit, but it was obvious that I was the only one who appeared out of date and outmoded. Hi, Edward. How are you doing? David. Long time not seen. Why do you have a hotel manager's outfit on? Hey, this hotel's manager here. Usually, parties aren't allowed to rent this room. Are you running the place? That is incredible. Is this the room that Phoenix is in? It lives up to its name. The cost of participation was little, correct? David said, I did that. David, I appreciate you doing that. Our high school basketball team's well-liked captain was now a hotel manager, surrounded by women. He played the character beautifully and was still very popular. Everyone, enjoy the special buffet course we've prepared, he exclaimed. The women were chatting along excitedly. David had a natural ability to win people over and understood women, something I was never able to do. I felt jealous. Hey, Edward, the female team assistant is here. Are you serious? I wasn't very eager to see her. What an unpleasant revelation. Oh, our team helper is over there. Emily, hello. Here's Edward. Keep him occupied. David, hold on a moment. I was not looking forward to seeing Emily, the team assistant for our high school basketball team, yet there I was. I was dating Emily since my sophomore year of high school. We even shared an apartment and went to the same university. Before we both graduated from college, our relationship lasted for 6 years. Emily's mother held the position of CEO of a reputable domestic clothing firm. She was practically a business heiress, the sole child of this wealthy CEO. Edward, you're really dressed up today, standing out all by yourself, but in a bad way. She'd started her snark with a dig at my outfit. As expected from the daughter of an apparel CEO, She was constantly scrutinized more closely than others. You're helping out with your dad's business now, right? Yes, it is correct. Emily, how are you doing? You should be more worried about yourself. Emily wasn't always such a prude in high school. She used to be thoughtful and caring. When we started looking for jobs during our junior year of college, our friendship swiftly soured even though I was attracted to her demeanor and asked her out. I informed her I was going to assist with the family's construction company, and that's when the chills started. Edward, are you okay with this? I made my choice, so yes. You will be providing assistance to a small, family-owned company that may not even make it through. Are you aware that your career will be in construction? What's the issue with that? Emily, you're going to assist as well with the family business. The scale is the only thing that differs. I'm considering what lies ahead. Emily would always look down on me after that. I stopped things close to the conclusion of our senior year since it was getting difficult to keep up the connection given our future plans. It had been more than 6 years since then, and here we were, reunited at the reunion after a long absence. Even by your clothes, it's clear you've had it tough. Are you serious? I felt that I did a decent job managing what I had at home. Edward, you're always so plain. Your everyday life, your clothes, your job. Maybe that's the case. I suppose I'm a plain gal. Emily, on the other hand, was quite showy, as befits a daughter of a CEO. Of all the women present today, she was the most exquisitely attired. Her remarks regarding my attire were met with little response, as I often wear work attire. Are you indifferent to parties like this? She questioned. I'll try to be more mindful next time. Because of such a job, even your heart is becoming impoverished. I don't think my heart is impoverished, though. Emily, seeing my current predicament, continued in an even more caustic tone. Those in poverty ought to attend parties dressed for labor. Come in your work clothes instead than bothering with a suit. What a mindset. What action did I take to earn this? Being made fun of just for working in the construction industry. Even my company's uniform, which I proudly wear, is made fun of. My work attire resembles a uniform to me, complete with a number on the back. Ignore it. I shouldn't have wasted my time chatting to you at all. Compared to when we broke up in college, Emily had turned into an even more terrible person. I was very disappointed, almost to the point of tears, that she hadn't grown into a more mature woman. Emily, do you even know what Edward is doing now? David, unable to ignore her remarks, interrupted abruptly. David, you don't have to say anything. No, I have to say this as a friend. You're standing up for this poor guy, David. You're going to label him poor. Yes, his attire may be a little archaic, but Emily, he's been considering having Edward take over his father's company. In order to raise awareness of their area of expertise, he is redesigning internal procedures, starting with their own website and social media accounts. In addition, he has obtained several challenging certifications and is currently a consultant for various building firms. In the industry, he is in great demand. Are you serious? Is that accurate? Emily's surprised eyes grew wide. When I started working for Thompson Construction, our areas of expertise were river management and bridges. However, as of late, we have broadened our purview to encompass highways, ports, and railroads. I obtained every credential possible in the field of civil engineering. My goal was to create connections amongst people in different ways, which even resulted in consulting business. That has occupied the last 6 years of my life. However, I felt that the remark that my attire was uncool was a little harsh. I oversee the on-site workers at the hotel where I manage them. These are not the times to cooperate with outsiders and establish a relationship based on trust. That is no simple task. Could you do that, Emily? Me? I take it you couldn't. As the basketball team's vice captain, Edward helped me out and was constantly looking to improve the squad. As our team assistant, you ought to comprehend. Emily acknowledged with a nod. At this point, Edward is filling in for his father as vice captain. The harder a job is, the more routine it is, David stated. Emily expressed remorse for making fun of other people. David made a reference to our days as a basketball team, and Emily, who had seen it all, found his statements persuasive. I apologized to Edward. Emily said, "I didn't know anything," sobbing. "It's okay if you've realized that now. How could I say such harsh things about being plain and poor?" Let's end it there. I had to go give our professors our gratitude. David hurriedly departed from the area. Organizing, monitoring everything, and preserving the mood are difficult tasks. I was not able to accomplish that. I went outside the arena to speak with Emily. Outside was a spacious, open terrace that was ideal for our chat because it was quiet. We took a seat on the patio. "You said you hated me when you broke up with me during our junior year of college, correct?" I was too busy lending a hand at the family business. When I began to express my opinions about that, I turned into a bother. "You ought to have told me right away." I didn't want to seem pathetic. "Are you serious? You're quite humble." I devoted all of my attention to my career as a construction worker after we broke up, eventually branching out into consulting and other infrastructure projects. We broke up in college, which may have been the correct time. I was sort of acting, at least to you. Pretending to me. I was considering our post-graduation chances for employment and whether or not we would lead secure lives. I was only considering a person's status while judging them. I damaged you in the end. That happened in the past. It's sufficient if you've made even a small realization. I apologize for my snobbish behavior, both then and now. We're both awkward, I suppose. Emily started crying once more. Her tears were unlike anything I had ever seen. "Remember when I asked you out, Emily?" "Huh." "I gathered the bravery due of your kindness and thoughtfulness. You are still, in my opinion, at heart. Just be yourself. There's no need to act arrogant or fake. I'm grateful. I suppose being plain is just me being authentic." Emily grinned, her eyes reddening, and the two of us walked back to the location. Thanks to David's careful planning, the alumni performances made the reunion exciting. The 3 hours went very quickly, and it concluded on a high note emotionally. I was able to reconnect with former students and basketball team teammates, exchanging anecdotes from our shared history. It was a productive day. I sincerely appreciate David's efforts in making this day and this moment possible. "Edward, are you still the same height as in high school?" Emily questioned me as I was leaving. "I've shrunk a bit, down to about 5'11". I've also put on a little weight. I must start a diet." "I see. I understand. Be careful. I'll see you around. I'm grateful for today." Though I was at a loss for words, I tried my best to let Emily know how I felt. Daughter of a CEO, she will undoubtedly marry a decent man and lead a happy life. Our high school and college years together are now fond memories. Get-togethers are peculiar. Getting to know former students is really motivating. Seeing others makes it easier for me to see my shortcomings. My desire to work harder is fueled by the realization that there are new worlds to uncover when I filter these discoveries through my own perspective. I now have to keep putting in a lot of effort in my construction job. There is a lot to accomplish. I have to keep creating different sorts of human connections through bridge building. During a rare day off at home 3 weeks following the reunion, my mother informed me that a parcel had arrived. A parcel. I wonder who sent it. Emily was the sender. Inside a sizable box was a package that Emily had given to me. Emily? How sentimental, my mom remarked. She was now just someone from my past, even though I had introduced her to my parents a few times. Despite our breakup, my mother appeared strangely content. After bringing the gift to my room, I opened it cautiously. There was a dress shirt and a whole suit inside. A gray, single-breasted suit with 3 buttons. It appeared angular. "So, Emily was asking about my height for this. Inside was a letter written by hand to Edward. I'd appreciate you reprimanding me the other day. The design team at our organization designed this suit specifically for you. Ideal for weddings and business gatherings. Put it on to look put together anytime you need to. Hot, she's still looking after me. Although I had promised to be more careful about what I wore, I never really went out to purchase a suit. Emily was practically shaking her head at my lack of style sense. P.S. Is it possible to repair a broken bridge? The message continued. A bridge that is broken. Was she talking about my function as a facilitator of connections? My area of expertise is bridge repair. I dialed Emily's number right away. We returned to the same location 2 years later, this time with David's assistance as the hotel manager. We are approaching our 30th birthday. David said, I also need to find someone special. David, you've always been well liked. You'll be all right. Never thought I'd be outdone by the plain Edward. Sorry for being plain. Our wedding reception was held in the same location as our reunion. It marked a fresh start for both Emily and me. When I first asked Emily out in high school, I fell in love with the same innocent, sweet girl that I knew today. Emily became my vice captain and helper as I succeeded my father as Thompson Construction's CEO, providing me with unwavering support in all aspects.